Welcome, and thank you for taking the time to learn more about and provide feedback on the ISG budget process. My name is Rhonda Norris, and I'm honored to be in my second year as superintendent at ISG. As shared in last week's superintendent's weekly communication, it's helpful to understand how ISG is organized, licensed, and accredited, and how we operate as an organization, and how this influences our budget process. ISG is a mature and experienced American community school that offers both American and British curriculum. Our school was established through a royal decree over 60 years ago, having learning that offers rich opportunities for our students. Our school is licensed through the Ministry of Education and is accredited through Middle States in the US for our American program and through BSO in the UK for our British program. ISG is committed to continuous improvement and is dedicated to best practices and current research strategies in education, and ensures integrity with this high level of quality learning for students through external partnerships with our accrediting organizations based on nationally recognized standards. Integral to the ISG budget process is this framework, which is fundamental in ensuring we only collect what we need financially, and we invest these funds in our core of student learning. This framework guides this process through boundaries for budget development that also ensures a balance between quality of relevant and rich learning for our students and what parents value in the education for their children, and the affordability that targets a break-even bottom line. Our budget is a collaborative process for gathering and analyzing information and data to inform our strategic financial decisions. This information indicates the questions and feedback we receive from parents in advance of this PEP presentation. We have incorporated these topics into our presentation as noted on this slide. If you feel that we have missed in sharing on anything, or you have questions or feedback that is not captured here, please use the QR code at the end of the presentation to ask your final questions and provide further feedback. As we navigate the framework of the ISG budget process, there are some key factors that impact the budget. Considering these key factors, an example of how an individual factor can impact the ISG budget is in the area of competition for talent. Staffing costs at ISG are at least 70% of our operating budget. With ISG's commitment to hiring highly qualified, experienced teachers and support staff, the compensation and benefits costs have a significant impact on our budget, with the impact the past 3 years being increases of at least 10%. Two other key factors that impact the ISG budget are economy factors and high quality learning. The economic realities from local and international costs have averaged at least 3% more every year over the past 3 years. The second factor is high quality learning, where ISG ensures our core academic and extending learning opportunities remain relevant and rich for the needs of our students now and into their futures. To accomplish this success, our budget has experienced increased cost of 15% over the past 3 years in this area. ISG doesn't just assume increases in tuition to cover these factors every year. We proactively plan to manage the impact of these key factors to ensure discipline and increase predictability in spending across ISG. A multiple-year approach also ensures that both learning and facility investments remain at a high standard in sync with our long-term strategy. This view includes replacement cycles to ensure a smoothing out of financial needs year to year. In addition, our engagement and benchmarking ensures competitiveness and minimizes unplanned cost escalation or financial surprises. Lastly, our financial modeling and planning incorporates awareness and consideration of economic scenarios, which reinforces resilience and stability under external pressures such as inflation or enrollment fluctuations. In addition, we assess, evaluate, and proactively target efficiencies in our major expenditures annually, including recurring contracts and staffing, to balance between financial sustainability and instructional quality. Our goal is to ensure discipline in spending, planned efficiencies, and reduction in duplication through central office services. In addition, since enrollment is a significant factor in budgeting, we seek to optimize enrollment capacity, manage class size, preserving educational quality while protecting both financial health of ISG and the learning experiences we provide. How do the ISG framework and the key factors translate into the financial budget? This chart shares the functional categories of our operating expenses. When considering the components of these expenses, there are three major areas of direct resource allocations that support the learning environment. More than 70% of our operational expenses are for staffing costs across all campuses and departments. 25% supports operational costs for facilities, and 5% supports educational resources and programs, translating into a large portion of our expenses being fixed on an annual basis for the full school year. ISG operates on a nonprofit basis, with all tuition collected being invested in learning at ISG. Our commitment and resource allocation is to ensure high-quality learning, meeting the needs of our students, while ensuring specific campus needs are met as a part of campus funding. We are prudent in balancing quality with affordability and collecting only what we need to accomplish the learning for our students. This chart represents only the operational costs and does not include the capital costs, which are variable each year based on capital asset needs, replacement cycles, and facilities requirements. To achieve a budget that aligns with the ISG's guiding statements and strategic priorities, as well as our organizational structures, our frameworks, and incorporates our key factors, we have developed this approval timeline. Step 1 is the initial step of the budget process, where ISG leadership reviews the actual financial results for the most recent school years, considers current and projected enrollment, evaluates staffing needs based on projected enrollment and learning programs, identifies and confirms key learning resources and programs, assures the quality of resources and experiences to meet students' needs, considers potential financial impact from economic realities, and gathers feedback from ISG campus leadership and the parent community, which is new this year. In step 2, leadership reviews, evaluates, and assesses all data and information collected in step 1 and generates a multiple-year financial forecast inclusive of tuition and expense projections through the defined budget parameters supported by the data analysis. In addition, leadership ensures that the forecast and proposed budgets reflect a balance in quality with affordability and is in line with the approved MOE tuition for ISG. Step 3, the leadership forecast projections are shared with the Finance and Facilities Committee, a board subcommittee for overall review, analysis on projections, and to provide feedback for refinement to determine a balanced recommendation to the full board. At the time of this video, ISG is in phases 1 and 2 and approaching the first review by the F&F committee. The Finance and Facilities Committee recommendation for the budget is presented to ISG Board for review, analysis, and confirmation of the strategic approach for the budget, resulting in a final approval of tuition fees. Both the F&F Subcommittee and the Board are parent volunteers who ensure the ISG budget delivers on our commitment of our mission and guiding principles for students, and that our financial budget model ensures viable long-term sustainability for ISG. Once the tuition is approved by the board, the tuition information is shared with the community, and the terms of services are posted on the ISG website. Step 5 is a multiple-month process that includes ongoing conversations, refinement, and confirmation of the allocation of expenses needed to support learning at ISG within the approved tuition and fees already approved for funding by the board. This process culminates into a final expense budget by campus, by department, and within categories. The final phase of the budget process is step 6, implementation. In this stage, ISG's leadership implements the budget, ensuring our continued focus on resource allocation to support student learning, while monitoring spending against the approved budget and ensuring ongoing updates to the F&F Committee and the full board on financial results. ISG's budget is our financial commitment to the learning of our students, ensuring our resources are focused on achieving our guiding principles, including our mission, vision, core values, and our strategic priorities, as well as offering learning experiences to support the development of our graduate profile by our students and to ensure our ongoing support for our core academics for all ISG students. Our goal for this parent engagement program session was increased awareness, transparency, and understanding of the elements, the frameworks, and the key components that are a part of the ISG budget process, and to provide an opportunity for feedback. We hope we've been successful in this goal. Please share any final questions, ideas, or feedback for the ISG budget through this QR code for consideration in the budget development process. Thank you for choosing ISG for your child's education and for your continued partnership and learning.